Hi, my name is Cassidy Marshall, and today we will be discussing business growth strategies for Trilogy Health Services in 2025. We'll start by taking a look at our brand. So, Trilogy Health Services is a senior living company that is headquarters in Louisville, Kentucky. They do offer services slightly outside that, being in the Midwest specifically. They offer all types of services to their residents, including assisted living, skilled nursing, and so on. They're known for providing compassionate and personalized care while also focusing highly on their programs they offer to their residents. Their audience is going to be a variety of individuals, primarily older individuals in the senior community who are in need of some additional support. This can be wider, though, on age to any individual who may need further assistance that a family may not be able to provide on their own. And then what makes them unique, the biggest thing that really makes them stand out, as I mentioned prior, was the programs they offer to their residents, which really allow them to still feel like they're living, quote unquote, a normal life, as they still have access to all of the things that they would have access to if they were still living on their own. So, some different ways that Trilogy can use AI to grow is going to be AI powered content creation. This could be blog posts, social media posts, resident spotlights. There's a lot of variety there that we could look into. Next is smarter social media design. So, making sure we're making something that is really catching the audience's eye and is on the platforms where it is really going to reach them. Next, we have lead generation chatbot, and this is going to be really good for individuals who maybe are researching for their family members or themselves some senior living care facilities. They may come across Trilogy and be able to provide some information which would allow us to reach out to them. Next, we have personalized email campaigns and then video marketing made easy. So, to start here, we're going to take a look at our email campaign. And this was created using ChatGPT, the text was, and then we created some images using Sora AI, which is also owned by the same company that owns ChatGPT. Then we used HubSpot to pull all of this together into a true email format. Unfortunately, I was unable to test send these emails for free, so I just screen recorded the formatting and what it looks like here. So as you can see, you have your to from, your subject, discover the Trilogy difference, schedule your personal tour today. So at the beginning here, we have just a little bit of stuff to catch the reader's mind. So best in the Midwest is called out here, as I mentioned. Then we have an image here showing residents participating in an activity, and then you also have residents leaving the dining area. And then down below that, we have schedule your tour, really a call to action to get them in the door, and then with the promise of a welcome gift upon visit. And then we have a cute little tagline here of want to know why we're the best in the Midwest? Come see why families across the Midwest trust Trilogy to care for the ones they love most. And then we have a schedule your tour button today. And I just linked that back to our website, but you can link it to any website or page in a website that you would like. This is just going to be the mobile version, which I thought was really cool, as I would have always viewed this on a mobile platform if I was looking for it myself. So it's nice to see that there's an option for both. And then next we'll have our blog post we created. We use ChatGPT to create this. So it starts out here with the tagline of Navigating Memory Care in Louisville, a family's guide. We have a meta description, which is going to make this easier to populate when people are searching for possibly memory care. And as you go through here, we can see some different sections with starting with what is memory care and how is it different from other types of care provided in senior living residences. And then we have a section here of signs it might be time to consider memory care, as it's a really hard topic for families to approach. So this gives them kind of an unbiased, unemotional view to see whether or not their loved one may need this. And then we have some expectations and how to choose the right facility, and how Trilogy Health Services really shows up and supports Louisville families that are in need of memory care. So, as mentioned before, we have individualized care plans, safe and engaging environments, compassionate team members, and a focus on dignity, joy and purpose. As I mentioned before, we want residents to feel like nothing in their life has changed in a negative way, it's only improved. And then we have here ready to take a next step, schedule a tour, or contact us. Next up, we have our chatbot flow, which was made using ChatGPT. So as you can see, this would show up on the website whenever someone enters, saying a welcome message of, "Welcome to Trilogy, how may we help you?" And there's a few different options that ChatGPT came up with. The first is going to be learn about our communities, which is going to be the first step towards getting a resident in the door. And then we have schedule a tour, which is really our main focus, our main goal. And then we have request a brochure and speak to a care advisor. As we scroll down here, you can see some of the options that come up once someone selects one of these, and it will collect certain information to allow for us to do the lead generation. And down at the bottom, it does show some tools and recommendations on how you can integrate this chatbot into some systems that you may already be using. And then we have our video and promotional ad. This was made, the script was actually made using ChatGPT. And then we took that script and kind of created a storyboard, which I then put into LTX Studio. They have a fantastic storyboard AI. We did try to use Sora AI at first, but Sora did not produce as emotionally convicting content as this did. This was a lot more humanized and I think would connect with people a lot more. The only call out I will say about LTX Studio is that they only give you a certain amount of hours that you can use for free. And then after that, you have to pay for a subscription to be able to really make this come alive. Now, with that being said, not all of these images have movement to them because that is something that's considered a computing hour with them. So some of the images do. I would have loved to have seen all images have movement. I think this really would have pulled it together a lot better. But nonetheless, it turned out really exceptional. So let's take a view at this.
When we heard Grandma was moving to senior living in Louisville, we pictured, well, not this. Tiffany Health Services, assisted living, independent living, and memory care, but with flair. Come see for yourself. Tour Trilogy Louisville today.
And I really think this did do a really good job at taking the storyboard we created with ChatGPT and really showing all of the elements we were looking for. This is something I really struggled with trying to create a video promotional ad. Was a lot of the video AI software just wanted you to provide a script. It wasn't really allowing you to put input on like the background and the different characters, whereas this company, LTX Studio, it lets you go in and create avatars, as many as you'd like, and it lets you set their roles and everything within the storyboard so you can fully build what you want to see. And then lastly, we have our social media graphic post. This was another one that I sort of had trouble with. So I started out in ChatGPT, and that's going to be the first one on the left side there. I loved this initial pass through. Everything about it was perfect for me, except for the star emoji. I tried desperately to get it to remove the star emoji, but it would not. And then ultimately it came and made the second one in the middle here, which I also liked, but I did not like it as much as the first one. I really wanted it to have that Trilogy Health Services in there and a life well lived every day as a first tagline. So I settled on the third one after having to redo the prompt several times to try to get it to have all three elements while also showing the residents gardening specifically is what I ultimately came to that I liked. And so I was pretty happy with the final pass through. And I think that it would be really attention grabbing if it were to have been posted on, let's say, Facebook. And that is all I have for you. Oh, actually, we got down here, I forgot, sorry, that I have a Facebook caption as well that I did create using ChatGPT. So this could go along with any of these three ideas here. However, it says, our life enrichment programs are designed to keep both minds and bodies active with daily activities, fitness classes, creative arts, and more. Staying connected, staying healthy, staying joyful, that's what life at Trilogy is all about. Ready to see how we can enrich every day? Schedule a tour today, book your visit. Like I mentioned before, it all goes back to we are bettering people's lives, not just letting them exist. We just because you get past a certain age or you're limited with some things, we don't want individuals to feel like they're losing their life. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed.